Hi friends, and welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. Are you ready for some fun Christmas in July crafts? I am, so with all of that, let's get to crafting.
Okay, DIY number 1. So I have one of these signs from Dollar Tree. I'm going to remove that trim around it and all of the paper. And I'm just going to use my Cricut spatula here to help me get it pulled up. And then I was able to pull it off. I'm going to rip off all the paper from the back of that. And then you do want to be careful because there are little like brad nails in this sign. And so you just want to be careful you don't poke yourself with them. And then I'm just going to take my needle nose pliers and just pull them all out. Sometimes they are stuck in the back of the trim pieces, so you have to watch out for that too. So once I had all the paper removed, I'm just going to spritz it down with some water and let it sit for about 5 minutes. You've probably seen me do this a million times, but I just like doing this. So I'm just going to take my paint scraper here and scrape off all that extra paper. Then I'm going to paint it with Waverly chalk paint in the color white. And I'm going to go over the trim pieces with my crimson color just because they did have some little bits of glitter or other stuff on it. I wanted to make it all the same. So I just found some of the new 2027 calendars. Look at this one. Oh my goodness. I just love this one at Dollar Tree. This is another one I found at Dollar Tree. And when I saw the pictures on the back, I knew I had to have it because look how fun they are. But the very last one, of course, is my gingerbread, and I had to use that. So I'm going to tear that one out. So yeah, you be checking your Dollar Trees now because these two were my favorite calendars. The other ones, they were just okay. So I cut that trim off of that page, and then I am going to add my Mod Podge all over the front part of this sign. Just going to brush it all in, set it aside for about 5 minutes to let it dry, and then I laid my calendar page on it, covered it with my parchment paper to protect it, and I'm going to go over it with my heat press so that reactivates that Mod Podge and causes it to stick. And then I removed the parchment paper, and I'm just going to use my little finger sander to sand off any extra paper that was hanging over the edge. Then I'm going to take the trim with Titebond Quick and Thick Multi-Surface Glue, and I'm just going to glue them right back in place all around my sign. And then after that, I have some of these little mini rolling pins. I got these, I think, last Christmas from Amazon. And I'm going to paint them with, this one. I only used one. But I'm going to paint it with Waverly chalk paint in the color hazelnut. Once it was dry, I'm going to take some of my Rick Rack that I also got from Amazon. But you can get it at Walmart or... yeah, I don't know where they sell fabric anymore. Man, I'm sure you can find it at Hobby Lobby. But I got this at Amazon, and I'm just going to glue some on the ends. And then I'm just going to glue that to the bottom of my sign. And then I took these little polymer clay peppermints that I got a bag of them. There are tons of them from Amazon a few years ago. And I'm just going to glue those on that rolling pin. These are some little mini candy canes also from Amazon that I'm using to glue on into the shape of hearts. And I'm just going to use my Titebond glue here. These are silicone. And one thing to note is silicone and hot glue don't like each other too well. You'll see me using hot glue, and later I was like, why did I use hot glue? It's not going to stay. So yeah, it's best to use something like Titebond glue or E6000 or something like that. So then I'm going to take some of this buffalo check ribbon or red ribbon or checked ribbon, whatever you want to call it. I made the awareness ribbon, scrunched it in the middle, and then tied some twine around it. I took some of this little trim from Dollar Tree as well and just kind of made a little bow with it. I'm going to add it right to the front and kind of remind me of gingerbread and frosting. And then I'm just going to tie that twine around that as well, and to hold them all both in place there. Then I'm going to dovetail the ends by folding in half and cutting at an angle. And then I'm just going to glue that right up to the top of my sign. And then I have these from Amazon that I just got this year. I love these. These are so nice. And I'm just going to hot glue one on each side of my bow here. And let's see, what do I do next? Oh, I'm going to take some, this is where I used the hot glue with that candy cane. And I was like, oh, that's going to fall off. But I did add a little bit. Sorry, I added a few pieces of candy cane inside of those little greenery pieces. Then I took some more of that ribbon. I'm going to tie knots on the end. And then I'm just going to staple them in. Make sure I just staple up a little closer so that it goes through the trim, because the signs aren't thick enough for them. And there it is. Oh my goodness. I just absolutely love this one. You'll have to let me know what you think about this in the comment box below.
I hope you're enjoying these Christmas in July videos. I only have a few planned for this month. I usually don't go all out, but I'm getting excited to do some Christmas crafts. It's fun to do something a little bit different, to break up everything that we've been doing, but Christmas is not far away, you guys. And I know I'll have people saying, don't rush it, we're just enjoying summer. But we're in July, August, September, October, three months, just a little under 3 months, and we're going to be starting Christmas crafting. And I know a lot of you guys do like craft shows and stuff, so you like to start doing your stuff now, getting ideas now. So that's kind of one of the reasons I think we do Christmas in July, is just to help you guys get ahead and get some ideas as well. But anyways, I think it's fun to just jump in and do a little bit of something that I absolutely love, because I love Christmas time. If you've been with me for a while, you know how much I love Christmas. And yes, I love gingerbread. In fact, I was on Facebook the other day, and it was probably an AI generated picture, but it was a bedroom, and the whole bedroom looked like gingerbread house stuff. And I told my husband, we need this for our room. And he laughed at me. He said it looked like an old grandma's bedroom, or little kids. I'm like, well, I'm a kid at heart, and I am a grandma, so Anyways, I love gingerbread. I love Christmas. But I also love winter, and I mean summer. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I said that. I love summer, and I am enjoying my hot weather right now and the pool. So yeah. Anyways, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Brenda, and this is my sweet, sweet Oliver, and we are so glad you stopped by today. If you enjoy home decor on a budget, and we would love it if you'd hit that red subscribe button and become part of our YouTube family. And then let me know in the comment box that you're new here. I'd love to get to know you. And for those of you that are returning, you know how much we appreciate you guys. If it wasn't for you guys, this channel would be nothing. And I appreciate you guys so very much. So with all of that, let's continue on with the crafting.
Okay, DIY number 2. So I have, I went through Canva and I printed out some gingerbread man cutouts, cut it out, and then traced it out on this cardboard. I traced out 2, and I'm using my little electric cutters here to cut through that, cutting the, oh my goodness, the cardboard, to cut those 2 pieces out. I'm sorry, I do not have my water in here, and I keep getting a dry throat. So after I had those cut out, I'm going to take my tacky glue here and some fiberfill batting, and I'm just going to glue that little person onto my fiberfill there. And then I'm going to, once it's on there really nice, I'm going to take my scissors and just trim off the excess. And I do this for both of my little cutouts. Now, this is July. You really didn't think I was going to do some Christmas crafts without doing gingerbread, did you? If you've been around for a while, you know I love gingerbread. I'm going to use my hot glue here, and I'm going to glue this onto some felt. And then I had a darker felt that I wanted to use, but I only had 2 pieces and I needed 4, so I ended up just using this lighter one, but I think they turned out okay. So as you can see, I'm just going with my hot glue around my person, my gingerbread person here, and I'm going to take my fingers. I'm just going to really push that, felt into that hot glue. And then I'm going to just trim all around as close to that as I can get. And after that, I do cut into some of the part that I had hot glued, which I had a feeling was going to happen, but I didn't want to cut it so full that it lost its shape. So that's why I cut kind of too close. But I just took my hot glue and just glued those seams together again. And then once I was done with that, I took some more of my Rick Rack. I love using Rick Rack with gingerbread because it just gives it that frosting look. And I'm just going to outline my little gingerbread person here. And then I'm going to give it some frosting lines around its feet and its hands. And I did this on both of them. I'm just showing you one. And then I'm going to draw some faces. So I'm just taking a marker here and I'm going to give it some eyes with my black marker. And then after I had the eyes all done, I'm going to give it some eyebrows. And for the girl, I gave some eyelashes. For the boy, I did not. And then give it a smile with some smile lines. I'm going to take a little bit of blush here, give him some rosy cheeks. And then I used my white marker to add some little shadow lines in the eyes. And then for the girl, I took some of this fabric. Or is this for the boy? This might be for the boy. I'm going to glue the ends in place so that we have nice straight ends. Then I'm going to glue it together just like that. And then this is for the boy. I'm going to scrunch it up in the middle. We're going to make a little bow tie out of this fabric that I got from Walmart earlier this year. And I'm just going to glue it in place just like you see. And then on the back side, I glued that in place. And then I took another piece, I cut it out, glued in the ends so that it had nice finish edges. And then I'm going to glue that around the bow tie and then glue it to my little boy gingerbread man. And then I took another bigger piece of fabric and I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to go around and glue the edges together or inside of it. And then I realized that this piece was too long, so I just kind of glued it to make it shorter. And then I'm going to just take some glue. I'm going to glue it on for a skirt, but I'm going to pinch it inward. I'm going to make pleats. So I'm going to add a little hot glue and then I'm just going to kind of pinch it and push it into that hot glue. And then that just kind of makes it get a puckered look. And I'm going to do this all around. On one side though, the end side, it's not as puckered as the other side because I thought, oh, I should have made this a little bit longer. So it still looks good though. So once I had it done, I thought this is so cute. I'm going to take some of this little lace that I have from Hobby Lobby and I'm just going to glue it around her little skirt. And I'm just going to glue it all the way around. I just thought this just gave it such a pretty little touch and I loved it. So after that, I'm going to go over the top of it as well. And then I thought, well, wait, she needs some little like suspender kind of straps or something. So I'm going to glue on some little straps. Yeah, I'm not going to give her a top, but I'm giving her buttons. I'm just realizing that doesn't make sense. But oh well. I took some buttons that I have and I'm going to paint them with my Waverly chalk paint in the color white. I just put them on some painter's tape to hold them in place. Then I'm going to put 2 of these buttons on the front side of her and then I put the other 3 on the boy. And these are just so cute. So I took some more of that lace ribbon and I'm just going to make a little bow and I'm just hot gluing it together so that there's no twine around it. And then I'm just going to glue that to her head to give her a little bow. And I was thinking about making them stand in something, but instead I decided to just make them into ornaments. And so I'm just going to put some twine there, but I thought they would be fun ornaments. But you could put dowels in them and like put them in planters or put them in a bucket full of Christmas greenery. I thought would be a lot of fun. But I just think these are adorable. I hope you do too. Okay, it is a time for a celebration of your recreations. And Kim, she has been busy. Look at all of her cute projects. Oh my goodness, that Highland cow, both those Highland cows, all of those. Oh my gosh, they are all so cute, Kim. Thank you so much for sharing. And then we have Rochelle that has Mercy Tree Studios DIY here on YouTube, and she's fairly new, and she likes to send me some of her creations. I just think they're all so pretty, Rochelle. Thank you. And make sure you check her out. And then we have this one as well. Oh my goodness. I don't know why it's not showing me the picture of it, but I love them all. I think that was Linda. Thank you, ladies. If you have something that you've created that you would like me to showcase, you can email pictures to rusticandlacediy@gmail.com, or you can send them to me through Instagram or Facebook Messenger. Okay, DIY number 3. So I'm going to take this Halloween sign that I have in my stash now. For those of you who've been around a while, you know I don't do Halloween crafts, but this sign was such a fun shape. I wanted to use it. So I bought the sign, but I'm just going to remove all the paper. It did take me a while because this paper did not want to come off. But once I had that removed, I spritzed it down with water and waited for 5 minutes and then used my paint scraper to scrape it all up. Now, if you don't want to go through all the hassle that I go through of ripping off that paper, you can just cover it up with some shipping paper and use the back side of it. So once I was done, I painted the sign with my hazelnut color by Waverly, and then I took 2 of these frames from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to paint them with white by Waverly. And then once they're done, I have this that I just recently got from decoupagenapkin.com, this rice paper with the gingerbread people. I saw it and I knew I had to have it. I just love them. They are so adorable. And I'm just going to kind of trim out the sides of that. I laid my frames on them, and then I'm going to use my pencil to kind of mark where to cut so that the picture isn't going outside of the frames. So then I'm just going to cut them out, and I did that on both pages. And once those were all cut out, I laid them out where I wanted them onto my sign. I'm going to trace them out with some pencil as well, so that way I know where to put my Mod Podge. And so then I'm just going to brush on some Mod Podge in both areas and let it dry. And then once it was dry, I laid my pictures on it, covered it with my parchment paper again, and went over it with my heat press. And I did this for both of them. I don't know what I was doing there. But after I was done, I'm going to do the second one. Then I just took my, I guess I didn't go over them with Mod Podge at the top, but I'm going to take my Type Bond glue. I'm going to bring it all along the back of my frames as well with a little bit of hot glue. Again, the hot glue is for immediate hold. The Type Bond is permanent. And then I'm going to lay it right on top of my pictures. And then I was just like, this is so cute, but it needs something more. So I took some more of my Rick Rack, and I'm just going to use a little bit of hot glue here and there. And I'm going to glue it all in place and go all the way around that sign. And oh my goodness, I was like, this is so cute. This is perfect. I love it. But then I decided, okay, let's add a little bit more. So I took some more of those little teeny peppermints, and using my Type Bond glue, I'm going to glue them around that Rick Rack. And then once I have that all done, and let me tell you, it was not the easiest thing to do. Is picking those things up and laying them down, not having them stick to your finger. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to just make another bow with that ribbon. Just doing my usual awareness ribbon sign, scrunching it up, tying it, twine around it. You know the drill. I do it all the time. I know I need to try and figure out other ways to make bows, but I'm too busy making crafts. So I'm going to glue that to the top of my sign here. And then I'm going to take some more of these greenery pieces that I absolutely love. I'm going to glue one on each side of the bow here. And then I'm going to, if you're not in a hurry, it might be better to use a Type Bond glue instead of hot glue. But because of my lack of time lately, I'm just using my hot glue. And as you can see, I'm going to I cut those stems down, and then I'm going to put those together in the middle and on the bottom of the sign. And then again, I used the hot glue for the peppermint, which I know is going to fall off. And then I took some baker's twine that came from Dollar Tree. I got it the first year I think I did my channel. I've had it forever. I am going to just string it through for a hanger. I'm going to tie a knot in the two at the very top. And then I'm going to take the ends and I'm just going to tie a little bow above my knot. And that's all I did for this one. I absolutely love both of these signs that I made. Well, they're all gingerbread. I love them all. How can I say any of them are my favorite? Because they're all my favorite because they're gingerbread. Anyways, I hope you like this one too. Let me know what you think about this one as well in the comment box below. Okay, and we are on to our final DIY, number 4. Oh, okay, so this one wasn't what I had in mind, and I'll tell you in a minute, but I have these blocks. I got these from Amazon. They're 2-inch dice blocks, and I painted them with my hazelnut. And then I'm going to just use my markers again to draw faces. Now, when I was doing this, I was like, oh my gosh, I have a great idea. I'm going to make some like frosting on the top, but before that I'm going to glue. I have some, like, they look like the taper candles, but they're small. They're the battery operated, and I thought you can glue the bottom part to the block, and then you can take the candle off to change out the batteries. But then I was going to cover everything on the top with my puff paint and make it really cute, or even with greenery. But I could not find my candles, and I am sure I did not pack them away, but they are in my mess somewhere. Oh, you guys, I need to clean this room. So I had to change up my idea of what I was going to do. So as you can see, I'm just drawing my face on, just real similar to what I did with my little dolls. And then this one's the girl because I'm giving her eyelashes. The boy doesn't get eyelashes. And she also got the cheeks. I did not give the boy the cheeks. But then I'm going to take this paint. This is a shiny puff paint I got from Walmart. And I'm going to just make the icing marks going all around it and dripping down. And then after I got all the way around it, I am just going to cover up the whole top. Now this would be really fun to do with like spackling as well, or even clay. But I was in a little hurry to get this one done too. So after that, I have some more of these little polymer clay sprinkles from Amazon, and I'm just going to sprinkle them all on the top of my little gingerbread people. And then I thought, there's something more. I got to do something more than this. I mean, it's cute and all, but this, I'm sure people have seen a million of these. What else can I do? And then I saw these. I had these candlesticks. These came from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to paint them with my hazelnut color. And then after they were dry, I'm going to take some more rickrack and I'm going to glue them all around the bottom of the candlesticks with my hot glue. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to do it on the top too. So I glued some on the top as well. And then after I was done with that, I thought, okay, well, let's see. Let's take some more of that puff paint, use it like glue. I'm going to put one of the little peppermints from my polymer clay sprinkles, and I'm going to put it right there because there are some bigger ones and smaller ones. Then I'm going to take 2 small ones and I'm going to glue one on top, or one on bottom and one on top of that bigger one. And I did that on both candlesticks. And I think, oh yeah, and then after that, I'm going to take my Titebond glue and a little bit of hot glue, and I'm going to put it along the top part of my candlesticks, and then I'm going to glue those little gingerbread heads right on top. And I thought they were kind of cute, and I think it's a great little shelf sitter or even tier tray. Anyways, I think they came out cute. I think they would have been cuter the way I had imagined, but maybe at Christmas time I can do that. So yeah, you'll have to let me know what you think about these in the comment box below. And here comes the final reveal. Thank you all so very much for joining me today. And again, make sure you give me that thumbs up and comment and hype and all that fun stuff, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I will be back again on Monday for the Just Our Imagination Challenge, so stay tuned for that. And with all of that, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend and week, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.